Civil engineers are the backbones of any project. They started the projects where there is nothing and they completed the projects with the desired times and quality. But during these project times, they have to face a lot of problems. Whenever a young engineers entering into the projects from the institute itself, they face a lot of problem. They have to overcome this. Whenever I was also in a training engineer, I faced that problem and I overcome this one. Today I will discuss in details what is the real challenges that are faced by the civil engineer whenever they are working in the projects, and what are the possible solution and how they can overcome this solution. So stay tuned until the end to get the full information about the real challenges for civil engineer. And if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notifications. And today I will discuss about the challenges or the problem faced by the civil engineer whenever they are working and the project site. The first thing, what the problem they are facing, that material quality and availability. Without the material, no activities or no project can be finished. But it is to be as per the project requirement, so that the quality is to be ensured and it is to be delivered or it is to be available at the site as per the requirement of the plan or requirement of the project schedule. If it is not, that means project will get delayed. And if the material quality is not that, that means the end product will not be as per the requirement. Suppose you want to do the block work. What the material you need? Blocks, cement, sand, block work accessories, etc. Now, where it is required, but when it is required, that you need to plan well in advance and you have to keep the indent to the purchase department so that they can purchase and they can deliver the material at the site as per your requirement. So these things the civil engineer has to look after. How? Ensuring the quality of construction materials and managing their timely availability. This is the first challenge that every civil engineer facing. So how it can be solved? Conduct through material testings, work with the reputed suppliers and maintain a well managed inventory. What is that? It is that material testing is very requirement as per the project requirement, whether material is test or not. If it is test passed, that means the material is accepted or not. And work with the reputed supplier, it has the advantage. What is the advantage? That means if it is a reputed supplier, they will supply material as per the requirement of the projects. And if it is not a reputed supplier, there may be chances the project material will not be as per the requirement. And always to be maintained a well managed inventory. Why? Then only you can assess that whether we have the shortage of the material or not in well advance, and accordingly you can raise an indent for the purchase department so that purchase the material and can send the material directly to the site. So well managed inventory also is very important along with the material testing to overcome the material availability and quality part. The next challenges that the civil engineer are facing, that's workforce management. Any activity or any projects, you need the material and then you need the workforce. Without the workforce or the manpower, the activity can be finished. But the availability of the workforce is very crucial, and how you will manage whenever they are working at the site, that is also very crucial. Now you need to always give the your intent that you need this much of workforce, carpenter, steel fixture, whatever you need in well in advance to your project manager or your construction manager, so that they can plan and they can give you the required workforce for the activities. So this workforce management also to be very crucial for the success of a civil engineer. Efficiently managing adverse workforce with varying skill levels. As I discussed, there are different types of workforce we need at a project: carpenter, steel fixtures, mason, helper. How you will manage and how you will accommodate them to your activities as a team, that is depends upon your success of yours and success of your the projects. Provide regular training, foster effective communications and establish clear roles and responsibilities. This is the solution. First things, you need to provide the regular training, what to do that and what not to do that, so they will know their responsibility, and what they will also aware that what they should not do whenever they are working. And effective communication is very much essential. If you are not communicate properly to your workforce, they will be not well aware about their work, and there will be chances that the work can be not as per the requirement. So these workforce management also is a real challenge for a civil engineer that need to be taken care for a success of a civil engineer or success of a project. Next thing is project delays. Unforeseen delays due to weather, regulatory issues, or unforeseen site conditions. Due to weather, there is a heavy rain. The people cannot work. There's a waterlogging. There's a heavy cold, heavy winter. The people cannot work, or any other things. There is a stoppage. There is a unforeseen uh, regulatory issues. Whatever, the site can be delayed 2 or 3 days or 4 days. Now, how you mitigate that delays? That well in advance plan you need to prepare that the rain is coming, so maybe you cannot work for 12 hours. Maybe you need to plan accordingly that you need to work in 2 shift on a 3 shift. Accordingly, you need to increase the workforce. Whatever the plan you need to maintain to mitigate the project delays. How? Developed a realistic project schedule, factor in contingencies, and maintains open communication with the stakeholders. That means you need to be a regularity plan that is covering everything. What is the risk of the projects or can be delay of the projects, and accordingly you can plan, and you should be well communicated with the stakeholders so that they also are well aware that this delay can be happen, and if this delay happens, this is our protective measures so that the delays can be mitigated. The project delays also a critical part, and that challenge also faced by the civil engineer, and that need to be taken care for the success of the projects. The next is budget constraint. Yes, every project has the budgets. If the budget is exceed, the company will not get benefited, or there will be a no promotion or the salary hikes for the civil engineer if the project budget is going high. So balancing project requirement with budget limitation is very much crucial, very much crucial. That's why every project manager at the end of the day asking what is your productivity. You need to balance your productivity as per the requirement. If the productivity is less, that means the project can be budget can be high, and the company will not get benefited or will not get profit. So how you can be implement rigorous cost control measures, prioritize essential element, and explore value engineering options. That means whatever your budget, you need to finalize things, and accordingly your budget, whatever the manpower material required, and at the end of the day, what will be our productivity, that productivity to be measured. If the productivity as per the requirement, that means we are in the budget level. If it is not, that means we are in exceeding in the budget. So that things you need to be taken care of whenever you are working in the project side. It is very crucial. Ultimately, every company needs profit from the projects, and if they are not getting the profit, then the engineer working in the site is will not be promoted or will not get the salary hike. So these things to be very much careful. Everything you need to measure the as per the productivity at the end of the day to monitor the regular activities of the budget point of view. Next things is safety concern. Yes, in whenever we're working in the site, there's a work in height, reinforcement work, concrete work, whatever different types of work, hot work, cold work, and there is a safety measure. And we our concern is that the zero accident and there is no safety hazards. How it should be mentioned by the safety people along with the site engineer or the civil engineer who are working at the project. So civil engineer should know what is the safety requirement. So ensuring a safe working environment amid various construction hazards. There's a different construction hazards as I discussed. With this, you need to plan how you can work without the safety concern so that there will be no accident or near miss accident. Implement how it can be implement strict safety protocols, conduct regular training, and promote a culture of safety awareness, which is a very much essential. If the people are not aware about the safety, they will do the mistakes. So you need to conduct a promote a cultural awareness so that they will work from their own for their own safety so that the safety concern will be minimized. So these things also a real challenge for the civil engineers who are working in the site, the safety concern, and they need to be very careful whenever they are dealing at the site with the manpower, machineries, workforce, height work, cold work, hot work, so that no safety should be violated. Then design changes. Not any project I have seen that the client or the consultant changes the design. You are planning some things, and again you will find a new GFC drawings and there is something new. It's a natural. It is happen in any projects or every projects, but you need to plan accordingly so that your end date and the quality should not be deviate or the safety concern should not be deviate. So you need to be very careful. You need to be in your head that design changes can be possible and can happen anytime, and if it is happen, how I will mitigate that one or how we'll cope with that one. That design change is also a part of a project. Frequent design changes that can disrupt workflow. That the workflow can be disrupt. Suppose you want to do the block work here. Now the client says, no, no, block work is not required. Block work is required some 10-meter apart. Now you have planned everything for the black block work. Now you need to demobilize everything. So you need to plan well in advance that if any design changes is happen, it will not affect the our timely completion of the projects. How it can be minimized? Establish a robust change management process, communicate change effectively, and assess their impact on the schedule and the budget. So whenever it is coming, you need to finalize the what is the change management, and is there anything affect my timely completion on or the budget or the quality, that you need to prepare and you need to submit to the client or the consultant so that they also will aware that this will be the impact for those design changes. But as a civil engineer, you should be well aware and you should be keep in your mind that design changes can be happen at the projects, and if it is happen, I have the plan to mitigate that one. So this design change also a very important part for the civil engineer. Next, in regulatory compliance, every project has the regulatory compliance, the municipality compliance, the telephone exchange, the police department, civil defense, everything. So how we mitigate that one, how we match that one, navigating complex and evolving regulatory requirement. Stay informed about local regulations, work closely with the regulatory authorities, and integrate compliance checks into project planning. So whatever the regulatory checkpoint, that should be implemented in the project planning or in the project checking point or the inspection plan, so that you are well aware that these are the project regulatory requirement, and whenever this point will come, I will call the people for the inspection. Say for example, some areas the concrete to be checked by the municipality authorities, so you will well aware that you need to call them for your concrete. So whenever it is ready, you need to call them and you need to get the approval from them for the concreting work. So these things to be incorporated in the planning schedule and the training schedule and also in the inspection schedule. So these regulatory compliances to be compliant by the civil engineer for their success and as well as the project success. And the next part is technology integrations, incorporating new technologies seamlessly into construction process. That means you need to be open-minded to accept any new technologies whenever it is implementing into the projects. And if you to be open-minded to learn the technology and to apply the technology to get the desired result. How it can be? Then invest in training for the workforce, collaborate with the tech expert, and gradually implement technology upgrades. So it need to be trained to the people so that you can call the technology expert who are expert in that subject. They can give the training and they can implement whenever the technology is there. So these things also you need to be very taken care. The frequent change of technology also can be affected your success and the project success. But if you have the plan or if you have that mitigate plan, so that you can be match with the project requirement. The next is environmental sustainability. See, we are working in earth and is it only single earth. There is a hazard, there is a waste, and that can harm the environment. So we need to be very careful whenever we're dealing any project that we should not harm any environment, flora and fauna or anything. Meeting environmental standards and minimizing the ecological impact. How? Adopt sustainable construction practice, use eco-friendly materials, and explore green building certification. So these are all the things we need to be very careful whenever it is coming with the environmental sustainability, because we have only one earth and it is our duty to keep it clean. And as a construction professional or the civil engineer, we know that there are a lot of waste is generated from the construction process, but how we can reuse that one, or how we can dispose that one, so that it will not any effect on the ecological impact or any environmental impact. That is also a challenge for the civil engineer, and you need to be very careful well in advance how your waste management plan. So these things is very crucial and important for a success of a civil engineer. And the last but not the least is the communications issues. Effective communications among project teams and stakeholders. Now, in a project, you cannot work as a standalone. You need to work with your workforce. You need to work with the consultant. You need to work with the client. You need to work with the supplier. You need to work with the another subcontractor. So there are a lot of people involving in a single projects or in a single activity, but how you will integrate them for a common goal for the towards the world, that is your communication issues. If you are not communicate properly, your activity will not be happen, and you will be gets delayed, and the project will be get delayed, and you will not get promoted or you will not get salary hikes. So this communication issue is very important for success of any civil engineers. Then how it can be: establish clear communication channels, hold regular meetings, use proper management tools, and ensure everyone is aligned with the project's goal. That means regular basis you need to communicate to everyone if there is any changes, or what they have to do and what they have not to do. So these things you need to be very careful, and you need to be adopt in your plan. And also the communication matrix is there. That communication matrix you need to follow whenever any information are coming from civil engineer, which from whom to given, that also in the written in the communication matrix, and you need to follow that one every time you receive any new information from the higher management. So this is very crucial. So these are the things the civil engineer, whenever they are start working in a project, they are facing. I am also facing the same things, and I opt this method to change that one and mitigate that one. Also, I always in communication with my senior, with my construction manager, with the project manager, so that there will be no communication delay. So as a civil engineer, you need to develop this practice also. Communicate properly, so that your project will be success, and your success will be also measured as per the project success, and you will get promoted and you will get salary hikes. So these are all for everything. And if you find this information is useful, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon, so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notifications. And I am waiting for your valuable comments. If you want to add something more, and if you want to add value to these videos, kindly given your comments in the comments, so that from your comments everybody will be get benefited. And thank you once again for watching me.